Month, NBC Nightly News anchor Lester Holt will be inducted into the California Hall of Fame. He has deep roots here in California, especially in Sacramento, where he grew up. I got to sit down with him one-on-one last time he was in town to find out what it's like to be at the top of his game, now anchoring the top newscast in America.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening.
He's landed the biggest job in network news.
Al Roker is here with us. Al, there's a lot going on.
Millions of viewers now turn to Lester Holt each night on NBC Nightly News.
News will be live from Washington, where Pope Francis has arrived to start his visit to America.
The veteran news anchor made an unconventional climb to the top, and on his way, he's always remembered his roots. Welcome home.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be back in Sacramento?
It's always good to be back here. I slip into town a lot. My parents are here, so I get here several times a year.
The youngest of 4 children, Lester thinks back on a childhood filled with lots of laughter and love. His father stationed at Mather Air Force Base in the 1960s.
And, as a military kid, you're always like, what's home? Well, I claim Sacramento as home because this is where I essentially grew up.
Talk about Lester as a kid. What was he like?
Fun. Happy, fun. He was my travel buddy. All you had to do was feed him. just keep him fed, and he was on board. But as a kid, he was very docile, very easy, very disciplined, and just a lot of fun.
June and Lester Sr. still think back to their son's first birthday, first fishing trips, and his first interest in broadcasting.
One student would be the person that read the announcements every morning, and somehow he wangled his way to become that student.
As a student at Cordova High School in Rancho Cordova, Lester was already finding ways to make his voice heard.
He would read the newspaper aloud at night into his tape recorder and critique himself, and to get the cadence right. He put a tagline that was his at the end of each announcement. He would go, "And you're up to date," and then the school day would start.
And it was right here at KCRA 3 where Lester Holt got his first big break.
This is where I kind of learned to cut my teeth in this business. While I was in high school, I came here to KCRA one day, took the bus, showed up at the reception. I said, I'd like to get a job volunteering or helping. At one point, they hired me to answer phones here at night. Good evening, KCRA.
It didn't take long for people to notice the eager kid with the great delivery.
He was going to New York when he was just a cub reporter. So what are you going to do there? He says, well, I'm going to see Mr. Cronkite, and I'm going to put him on the unemployment line. That was when he was about 18 or 19.
After reporting and anchoring the local news in New York and Chicago for nearly 2 decades, he landed at MSNBC, where there were some familiar faces in the lineup. From Weekend Today, Dateline, and Weekends on Nightly News, his career took an unexpected turn this year. The last year has seen so many changes. What have these past 5 or 6 months been like for you?
Well, it was, personally, it was obviously an awkward, difficult situation as our bosses sorted through this situation.
In February, anchor Brian Williams was suspended, and Lester Holt found himself filling in for what would eventually become his new full-time job. Have you talked to Brian Williams?
Brian and I have spoken. We are friends. A situation none of us, saw coming. What we made clear to each other is this was never about our relationship.
Right.
And, a lot of things have swirled around it, but he and I are good. We turn now to a story breaking late this afternoon. What I was grateful for was we didn't miss a beat journalistically. And, some people have asked, well, do you think you can restore the credibility of NBC News? And I stop them right there. So, no, stop. We never lost our credibility.
And the viewers stayed with him. He's led the national news ratings over ABC and CBS each and every week he's been at the helm. His parents, oh so proud, but not surprised.
He's got the big office now, and he said, I still can't bring myself to ask somebody to bring me a cup of coffee. I'll go get my own coffee, and on the way I'll say, can I bring you one? That's who he is.
And when he's back in Sacramento, he's as genuine as they come.
Lester Holt, how are you?
Hey. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm so excited.
Every night when you hear that announcer,
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
what does that feel like? Are you aware of it still every single night?
I am. It's things like, it's hearing the announcement, it's the signage change in the newsroom. Now it says NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. And I do, some of it feels very normal, like, look, this is what I've always done. But there are moments where I stop and go, wow.
That's a commitment.
And I think about growing up watching this channel, watching John Chancellor, of course, Tom Brokaw later. I mean, the legacy, the history of NBC News, and think that, wow, I'm the guy, I'm holding the torch now.
Hey guys, how you doing, Lester?
A hometown guy who's worked for everything he's got. A hometown guy making us all proud.
He's a good man, and I think that shines through. He's always been a good person.
All right, you guys take it easy out there.
Yep.
Thanks very much. You want to be ready when doors open, and you never know when they're going to open. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, thank you for watching, and good night.
And Lester tells me he loves rolling up his sleeves, getting to the heart of the stories he's covering. So you'll be seeing a lot more of Lester Holt taking nightly news on the road as news breaks. And a little something, Edie, he's really excited about. Finally, he has weekends off after years and years. So he says he plans to spend more time with his wife and his two grown boys, one of whom is a TV news anchor, so runs in the family.
In Chicago, they've actually co-anchored together, which is pretty cool. And, after he visited our newsroom, we put it on social media. He's been in some of the ads, and you probably get the questions, too, where people will ask, is he really that down to earth in person?
He really is. He's honestly one of the nicest people. He hand wrote us thank you notes for the time that we spent with him. His parents, lovely people, and you can tell he was just raised in a really wonderful home. It shows, and very proud to have him as a Sacramento native. So
love seeing his baby pictures. Those are pretty cute.
Very cute.